The Washington Huskies finished their two-game homestand with a 43-10 win over Tulsa. If you remember last week, the Huskies beat Boise State 56-19. But despite drop passes, some fumbles, and bad decisions today, UW coach Kalen DeBoer said that he was happy with this team's performance.
And where you want to be, right? A lot of teams that want to be 2-0 and have some woulda, coulda, shouldas, and we're doing a good job getting those dubs. A lot left out there that we know we can improve on, and that's the way it is all season long, right? You find those things, and we'll work on them this week. Thought a lot of great highlights. But Michael played a great game. Getting things set and understanding what he's seeing, delivering the football. Super proud of the way he played. Protected him well. Gave him a lot of time to see down the field. I thought the defense came out of each half and really did a nice job, challenged them in the third quarter in particular. And I wanted them to see them come out of the locker room, and they did a nice job there. So the energy was good, and got a lot of guys out there to play. Rotating a lot of guys in. Every rep, every opportunity is one where we can get better individually and as a team. I think there wasn't a lot of the same screens that we saw last week. The tunnel screen was kind of their version, especially on the later down, third or fourth down. They converted one, I know, and we stopped them towards the end here. We got this reputation of pass rush and getting to the quarterback going back to last year, and I know that teams are certainly going to have a screen game. And so, I liked the way we defended that for the most part. I thought we were there, and really wasn't anything just to prove it. We had one or two guys downfield last week that we were in coverage on, and we were there. I think probably the biggest thing is just we had the PIs. We had 2 PIs last week. We had a couple PIs today. Last week, I don't know the total snap. It seemed like the clock was rolling a little quicker. So we got to get our snaps in, and let our players make plays in space when it's there. The run game will open up as the pass game continues to excel. Dylan being back next week, just working through some things that we want them at full strength, and Dylan's just still climbing, trying to come back. Didn't feel like he was where he'd hoped last week. We know what he's capable of, but he's not there yet. So, and Zion we expect to be back, but Asa, I know I don't know exactly the status of what will happen. We'll know more by, I would expect Monday, but something to his hand.
Of the QBs, and I knew he's a great guy, but I knew his tendencies, I knew his reads, and I was able to jump the ball and see where he was throwing.
Was there any extra motivation though that you almost had to pick 5 plays prior?
I was a little mad at myself where I could have caught the one before.
Elijah had the ball in his hands, you knocked it out. Jabbar had the ball, you came over the top and took it from him. What was the talk from those two guys?
Man, it was just jokes, man. I could have had this, I could have had that, it's just jokes. Those are my guys, though.
You got dinged up a little bit, you okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
How different was it playing without Asa for most of the game?
It's just next man up mentality, but, Asa's my dog, Asa's my roommate. Hope he's doing good, but it is good.
Obviously rely on him to get people lined up right.
Yeah.
He knows the defense so well. How much more responsibility do you take on when you're out there in his plays?
I take pride in knowing everyone's position as well. Me and him, we challenge each other. Who's the smartest in the DB room? He's really good. He's really smart, and he just challenges me, being my roommate, and we just go back and forth.
The process, just when you got here, you didn't play a lot, and then you got to this point. What's that process of just not playing to playing a lot right now?
My old coach told me you respect the game, and the game will respect you. Just keep my head down, just grinding, and just knowing, God has opportunity for me, and it'll come.
You're the first UW DB to have back-to-back picks since 2019 when Elijah Molden did towards the end of the season. What does that mean to you?
It means a lot, carrying that tradition. I was here with Elijah Molden, just looking up to him, and watching him how he plays, how he studies, how just how he is in the classroom. So it means a lot.
Do you feel more comfortable at safety at this point? Because I know you're able to play a bunch of different positions. Do you feel more comfortable at safety?
I feel comfortable, wherever coach puts me. He can put me at nickel, free, strong, dime. I'm pretty comfortable wherever.
I feel like this game probably to most people went about
You said about this offense. I know you guys score a high number of points,
Right.
and yet you left some meat on the bone.
Of course.
Just talk about that.
Yeah, obviously it wasn't the standard. Came out here ready to go, executed a great week of practice. And yeah, we left some plays out there on the field, but overall it was a great team win. And Michael played a great game. Whiteouts, we left some things on the field, of course, but we'll fix that up.
But you still scored a high number of points. I mean, what is it about the depth of and the resiliency of not only the wide receiver but the whole offense?
I mean, we just have a talented team of playmakers, really. I mean, our O-line is very talented, one of the best in the nation. We have Michael Penix, who's the Heisman winner. And yeah, we just have a great bunch of teammates.
Three wide receivers all had rushing touchdowns. It's kind of odd.
Yeah, I mean that's Grubb doing his little rocket science. You know how he is in the lab. So he likes to put us in different positions, and I like how he uses us.
Jalen, you mentioned it, but you guys scored 43 points. You probably feel like you could have scored 20 more than that. What does that say about this offense and what this group is capable of, that there was so much more still out there?
Definitely wasn't the standard. We need to execute better. Yeah, that's really all I got to say about that.
In terms of, I mean, you've got 4 touchdowns on the year, but that one that could have been on the long ball,
Yeah.
are you going to be thinking about that for a while? Or
I'm gonna probably think about it till 8 o'clock tonight, and I'll be fine. But I need to make that play. I have no excuse for it. So.
Yeah, let's talk about the receivers that are running for touchdowns. The versatility is something you guys are kind of trying to work on here as we get into the meat of the schedule.
Yeah, it's something we value. Just something we always use, and definitely a tool.
You said, what's special about Michael's play today? I mean, obviously he's an exceptional quarterback. He's
Yeah.
a Heisman Trophy. Was there something you saw today, his reads, or how he's standing?
Just his maturity. There was a lot of things going on in the backfield that Tulsa was doing, and he was able to keep his head straight and played a great game.
And how does that keep everybody focused when you know your field general's back there in a calm and demeanor way?
What you just said. I mean, when I see Penix and he's calm, my demeanor's calm. So just being able to build off of him and his energy.
And how important was it to get the first part here, win the 2 games at home, and obviously get ready to go on the road? And I don't know if
Say that again?
You won 2 games, which you needed to do,
Yeah.
and now you're going to go on the road. How important was it to get the first 2 wins at home, and then now you can concentrate about going on the road?
Oh, definitely huge. Definitely big momentum to build off of. But we have to have a good week of practice if we want to win this game.
And I think you said about how long do you stay in this game till 8 p.m. tonight or something?
Nah, definitely it's eating at me right now. But once I leave the stadium, it's gonna leave me. So I just gotta focus on the next game.
Just defensive wise, what was it like? Because obviously their first quarterback maybe wasn't going to start, and then they get a new starter, and then he obviously gets injured. What does that do to the defense in terms of how you have to stay disciplined on your defensive fits?
I think going into this week, me personally, I wanted our defense to be more aggressive, and I think we left a lot on the table week 1, and I wanted to make sure that everybody's on point, everybody's doing their jobs, and we're playing a better defense. I think between week 1 and week 2, we've definitely improved at a high level, and there's a lot of work to do. I was actually watching Brian Dawkins throughout the week, and it was just trying to enhance the energy, be an energy magnet. And so it really pushed me to ignite a lot of guys. So.
And for you, is that something that you take upon, and then you physically are emotive about it? Because is that something that you take on?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of crazy. I just, was just going to sleep Sunday after the game, Sunday or Monday after the game, and I was just thinking of Brian Dawkins, and I was just let me go watch a video of him, before I go to my ritual, and then he was just talking about how yeah, he had that energy, but he wasn't faking it. He was really that's what he had, And then he said something really important where he said something in the lines of I hope not to give my teammates what I have left, but everything I had. And it just kind of resonated with me. Every single game is precious, and you want to give your heart every single game. So that's what I try to do and try to give my teammates today.
What did you say? That you left a lot. Defense left a lot of meat on the bone. That seems to be the saying these days. But obviously, the last 2 games. What can you say how the defense has played in the last 2 games?
Just fast. We have the potential to be a super elite defense, man. And, our third down rates have been pretty solid. I don't know what the third down rates today were, but it's just we're close, man. And we just got to close in a little bit so we can be elite. I think we're good. We're good, decent right now. And just, honing in and being more assignment sounds gonna make it to elite defense that we're trying to do. So I like where we're at right now, but we got to do a lot of growing this week.
Last one for me, absolutely. I mean, you lose Asa Turner, and obviously you have some people on the interior. Can you talk about the depth of your defense?
I mean, that's just the thing. I mean, like, you never know. I mean, the way I started, I was a third-string linebacker, and then that's when Welly, another guy, came down. So, and one of the things I said to these guys is that, like, you never know when your number's going to be called. So every single time you get a chance to play, you show out. I have 100% confidence in Vincent Unley, man, because I've seen what he's gone through. I've seen the development that he's gone through from a day in and day out perspective. So, I mean, honestly, like, Ace is fine. I was talking to him earlier. He's going to be fine. But, but like, if Vince is in there in the game, I have a full confidence that Vince is going to do wonders for us.
All right. So you heard from head coach Kellen DeBoer, Cam Fab, as we call him, Jalen McMillan, also Edefuan, Ulifoshio, and they were just really just talking about, these two games, the get right, how they got right, and the next level that they have to improve. I think it says a lot about this team, just the fact that, you're 2-0, and then, 2 convincing wins, but your goal, what you're trying to achieve for, they have to play better. So, because as I said, next week they take on Michigan State in East Lansing, and if you remember last year, the UW upset the Spartans 39-28 here in a game that was supposed to be, Michigan State's kind of coming out party, but they flipped the script, and it was the UW that actually began its run and really was a stamp of approval on the Kalen DeBoer era. So for the CascadiaSports.net report, I'm Osvita Mara.